I finished my first semester of CRNA school. In this video, I'm going to talk about what classes I took, why I think that my program structure is a really great fit for me, and some of the aspects of the program that I really enjoy, what study methods I utilized, and what I'm going to do over the break. So please comment what you would like me to talk about next, and I'm really excited to dive into longer form content with y'all here on YouTube. Thank you for your support, and I'm going to dive right into it. First, program structure. In the United States, all CRNA programs as of 2022 are now doctorate programs. So many programs before this were about 24 to 26 months for master's programs, and the clinical component of CRNA school is going to remain very similar throughout all of the doctorate programs, and what we are adding on is more research, more doctoral level writing, a little bit more theory, so that as you graduate from your CRNA program, that you will be prepared with a clinical doctorate degree. My program is one of the first, we are the first doctorate cohort to go through at my program. And so it's been really fun to kind of navigate those first kind of like doctoral level classes. I'm a huge nerd and I love being back in school. I think that it's like such a treat to be able to just like hang out at a coffee shop with my iced coffee, oat milk of course, and to be able to just like write a paper about like structural failures of the healthcare system in the United States. I love it. I think it's so much fun. But I'm gonna dive into what classes I took this semester and a little bit more about the structure of my program right now. So my program is 36 months in length, and the first 6 months are online, and it is the doctoral portion of the program with lots of writing, lots of additional kind of theory classes, leadership, all of that really good stuff. So the first 6 months are online, and then we have a year of didactic in person, and then we have the rest of the program is 4 clinical away rotations. I selected this program in part because it has a really robust, different style of anesthesia delivery care models. I really would like to be exposed to both the anesthesia care team model and to some independent practice models, and I was lucky to be able to go to a program that has really strong clinical rotations for both. Also, I was able to choose a program that has very low attrition and high first-time boards pass rates. So I'll have comment if you want me to talk more about like why I chose the program that I chose and what I was looking for in a CRNA school. Okay, so it's a 36-month program, and the first 6 months are online, and then a year of didactic in person, and then 4 clinical away rotations that take about a year and a half. The minimum number of cases to finish CRNA school is 600. My school has been like 900, over 1,000. Like 3,000 hours in anesthesia chair. So lots of clinical that I'm really excited about. But right now I'm doing the online portion, and I just finished my first semester. I also really enjoy this program. I was issued they were really intentional about assigning a faculty mentor and a student mentor. So I felt really supported throughout my first semester of CRNA school, and I'm really excited to get into the didactic portion up in January. And now I'm going to talk about what classes I took and how those classes went. So this semester I took advanced biostatistics, informatics and healthcare, leadership and development, and quality and safety. Some of the courses are being taught by people who are in the like epidemiology field, people who are masters in public health, who work on the public health side, and our informatics was taught by an informatics professor. So it's really, I think it's so interesting and fun to take courses from people who have lived the life. They have been working in the public sector for a really long time. They've been public servants working in public health in various capacities. One of my professors has worked in public health in both the state level and at the national level, and I've just really enjoyed that aspect, and it's really also like piqued my interest in public health as well. I think later down the line I might be interested in like a public health / legislative policy type of continuing education, but that'll be of course shelved for later. I have my first doctorate degree to get through first, and then we can look at that stuff later. I did just get my grades. I will flash them up here. I got straight A's in my first semester. Woo! Which is always just, it's just nice. It's a good time. But you do have to make greater than like an 83 or an 84% to pass and remain in CRNA school. So it is very academically, it's a rigorous program where you have to make like greater than like 83% to even remain in the program. So, and a lot of graduate school programs are structured like that. Med school now is mostly pass-fail, but my husband, he has a PhD in chemistry. His courses were the same way. You had to make greater than an 83% to stay in the PhD in chemistry program and to stay in the materials science program. So it's just, you know, grad school, it's a rigorous time, and you gotta study. Okay, so studying wise and time management wise, I have been lucky this semester to be able to utilize a lot of the studying and time management tips that I learned from working full-time through nursing school, and I've been able to apply them to my first semester in CRNA school. And I've updated my technology a little bit because tech has changed even in the like 2.5 years that I've been out of school. So I just made a video, I'm gonna link it above, about like study tips for nursing students, and I use those study tips plus a couple of more that I'm gonna talk about right now. So I am obviously a huge fan of the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And then I've also been integrating a lot more like platform management and project management into not only my own life as a nurse educator and content creator, but also as a graduate student. So I've toyed around with a lot of different platforms about like how to manage your tasks. I played with Monday.com, Trello, ClickUp, Asana, Notability, and Notion, and also I've now come to a point where I have like a pretty good system that works really well. Comment if you would like for me to go through and like show you exactly what my current project management setup looks like. I'm currently using ClickUp to manage both my own projects for all of my content creation schedule and also my school schedule and how I'm gonna like finish projects on time. So comment if you want me to do like a whole like walkthrough of what that looks like. But I will just here kind of briefly mention what I used to get through the semester and the technology that I use. So I use Trello for my personal day-to-day to-do list. It works really well for me because it's a visual Kanban style like to-do list. So I use Trello for my personal day-to-day to-do list. I use ClickUp to manage and Monday.com to manage my all of my assignments throughout the semester, and they integrate with my Google Calendar. So I'm able to see when things are due and when I need to be able to work ahead to get those tasks accomplished. I have been using Notability and Notion to integrate my slides and take notes on my slide sets specifically. And I did buy the iPad Pro, I think it's a 12.9 inch, and I have like the paper-like screen protector, so it feels like when I am writing things out that it feels like I am writing on paper. A couple of different study methods for different courses I'm going to dive into really quickly. So for biostatistics, it was based in Excel, and I did not take a statistics course that was based in Excel in undergrad. I used like my TI-84 to do my like t-test and all that stuff. And then I took a psych stats class in undergrad, and that also was not based out of Excel. So this was my first Excel-based graduate level statistics course. And what worked for me study methods wise was watching the recorded lecture and taking notes from the recorded lecture while having the slides up on another screen, and then pausing after every step of a problem was issued, and then I would go and I would mimic that step in Excel myself, so I could get kind of the muscle memory of like how to run the equations and how to set them up to run all the statistical tests in Excel. That's what really worked for me. For informatics, it was a very content-based course, and so there was a little bit of trial and error in my first like month of taking the course about like how to best utilize that information in the study format. Because I had never taken an informatics class in undergrad. It was all new information. What worked the best for me was, usually I watch lectures on like 1.5 speed. This lecture I watched on 0.75x, and I took extensive notes about all of the points that the professor was making. So, and I used Notion and Notability to take all of my notes, and I would add those notes and my notes on the slides into I integrated all of that into ClickUp. So I took all of my notes from different lectures, I uploaded it into ClickUp, so anytime I needed to go back and review old content, I had a backlog of my old notes to go back and refer back to. The testing format for informatics was a unlimited time. So you would open up the quiz and it would be usually essay questions with an unlimited time, and we were allowed to utilize our resources, but not to utilize our classmates. So that is where graduate school, a lot of times you get to a point where you can't, like in undergrad, you know, like people would like look things up on like Chegg or whatever. That's not the case in grad school. In grad school, it is this point where, hey, you are supposed to know this information. Now tell me what you know and show me how you got there. So really the only thing that you are going to be utilizing is your notes and resources from the class itself. So that was the testing model for informatics. For biostatistics, we also were allowed to refer back to our notes based off of previous lectures, just not to go into Google to like look things up. And again, because we had like a 5-hour like biostats midterm, with like a bunch of different problems to like work through on Excel, it's one of those things that like you can't really Google it, but you can refer back to your own like notes and resources. My understanding is that in the didactic portion, it's going to be much more recall based, and your like anatomy and physiology exams of course will not be open book. But that was like, and it wasn't really open book, it's like, hey, you're allowed to like refer back to your old lectures and your notes that you would take it from your lectures. I will say that like my professors were great. I'm really looking forward to next semester because one of my same professors is going to be teaching epidemiology. I'm really excited about epidemiology, and I have a lot of friends who are epidemiologists on TikTok who you shall be following, namely epidemiologist Kat. She comes to mind. And then overall, yeah, I was really fortunate to be able to kind of utilize my time management methods from undergrad. They're working well so far. I'm going to be throughout CRNA school making sure that I am utilizing like up-to-date evidence-based practice when it comes to time management and learning and resources. And I want to make sure that I'm like doing the scientific and like best way to be learning and retaining new information. Through usually each semester, because there's 9 semesters total, there's like a 1 to 2 week break in between each. I want to take a vacation on each break. And my mentor, one of my mentors, Chrissy, says that I should take a vacation on each break. So on this vacation, I'm going to Italy. This video is probably being uploaded after that, and I want to do a vlog of like my time in Italy. So go watch that if that's something that you're interested in. Comment what you would like for me to talk about next. I'm really excited to be digging more and more into YouTube because I think that I can just dig at a deeper level into all of these different topics. I can really just like share my life with you guys. So yeah, please subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to talk about next time. And oh, let me know if you want me to talk about like ClickUp and Notion and Notability and Trello and like time management and project management as a grad student. I feel like that could be a cool topic. Yeah, thanks guys.